What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the weekly reset for Destiny 2, and it is the 21st of January, so the roadmap is really ticking by right now. And this week we have the second Iron Banner of the season, so of course more Pinnacle gear, the Iron Banner stuff and all of that, which we'll break down in a moment. However, on top of this, Bungie are going to be unlocking the Bastion quest for any folks who haven't done it just yet, so we'll explain what's going on with that. And then of course we have the rest of the weekly reset, vendors, any new quests and activities, and as always we'll highlight the rewards for the week, the Eververse inventory and all of that good stuff. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, a rating below really helps me out, but otherwise let's get into it. Firstly for this week, immediately before the weekly reset just yesterday, of course the community solved the puzzle in the Corridors of Time, and ultimately that rewarded us with the Bastion quest as well as the emblem and things like that along the way. However, Bungie did say that the Corridors of Time have been successfully navigated. Thanks to the hard work of countless community members, the new exotic quest will be available directly from Saint 14 on Tuesday's reset. And so basically, if you don't want to run through the Corridors of Time, keeping track of 30 symbols in the final sequence, then now you have the option to simply visit Saint 14 to pick up the quest. Of course, we don't, however, know if the Corridors of Time could actually be a prerequisite to any other piece of content in the future, so when you get a moment, it may be worth running through that final sequence, but otherwise, the Bastion quest is available now from Saint 14 for all players in Season of Dawn. Otherwise though, in-game this week we do have the return of the Iron Banner, so this is the second banner in Season of Dawn, and now that Saladin's in the tower, something worth remembering initially for the seasonal Iron Banner quest. The other day Bungie said that based on the feedback collected during the first Iron Banner from the season, they are going to be auto-completing everyone through the portion of the quest that requires rocket launcher defeats. And so basically they weren't able to actually update the game and change the quest step for this Iron Banner, but for anyone who hasn't already done the step, they're basically just going to complete it, and you can continue from the step after that. So maybe if you are a little bit behind on that quest or haven't started it yet, it's definitely worth remembering that there will be a bit of a fast track through it. Of course, this Iron Banner though will run up until January 28th at 9 AM PST, and with Saladin back in the tower, of course we get Pinnacle bounties initially, so if you're looking to boost up that power, they'll definitely be useful, and otherwise the season's armor is a 2.0 reprise of the original banner gear picked up via the quest, so bear that one in mind. And then of course there's the engram that can drop weapons and all of that good stuff, so if you are jumping into Iron Banner this week, then I hope you have fun. However, beware of the Bastion because that thing is pretty nasty inside of the Crucible, and maybe is another reason to pick it up before you do go into the Iron Banner. Now that we get to the rest of the stuff in the game for this week, I have been and checked in with Saint 14, Osiris, and of course the Tower Obelisk, and it doesn't appear that we have any quests or anything popping up this week. Of course, considering how things went last week, and the fact that Osiris kind of surprised us and didn't even notify us on the map or anything like that, it's definitely worth checking for secrets, or the unexpected arrival of any content. And so I believe it's 2 weeks today until we get the Empyrean Foundation and the next kind of major lot of content for Season of Dawn, so we'll see what happens with that and I'll keep you posted with news when Bungie give it to us. However, of course, we do have the typical flow of content, powerful drops and Pinnacle drops, so from the Legend Sundial, of course, you will get a Pinnacle drop as your first reward when you complete that each week. But otherwise, the bulk of our Pinnacle loot is still housed on the moon, so we've got the dungeon right there. And then for Nightmare Hunts this week, we do have Despair. We've also got Insanity, and then finally Anguish, so if you need to get any of those done, it's a good time to jump in. But then finally we have the Raid, also coming with Pinnacle gear, and this week's challenge mode for the Garden of Salvation is going to be the 0 to 100 challenge. Now though, let's jump in and take a look at Eververse for this week, and naturally, we do have the Bloodline Memorial up for sale, and that's the weapon ornament for the Bastion, so 700 silver if you want to pick that one up. You can pretty much see exactly what it looks like on the preview right there. Of course, we do have other items featured for silver on the front page, but we've got the Distracted emote right there for Bright Dust, as well as the Ash Angel Sparrow, and then we've got the Box of Tricks and the Circadian Chill. I believe that's the right name right there. But we do have Distracted once again on the Bright Dust page, the Tip of the Spear, which is an interesting looking sparrow right there, if you fancy picking it up. We've also got the Jewel of Saturn, and then the Loaded Dice, which is an ornament for the Hazard of the Cast. Then we've got the embodiment of the War Beast, which is a pretty cool ornament right there for the Doomfang Pauldron. And then we've got the future-facing mark right there for Titans, and the Saint 14 projection, and then the Vex Gate Arrival, Buried Treasure projection, Jungle Viper, and Grayscale Undergrowth. This week's flashpoint, if you are jumping in, is going to be over on Io, and then we have one of the European Dead Zone strikes for the Ordeal Nightfall this week, so have fun with that one if you're jumping in. But otherwise, for OG Nightfalls, we've got Exodus Crash. This one's capable of dropping the Impact Velocity Sparrow, and then Savathun's Song. This can drop the Duty-Bound Auto Rifle, and finally Warden of Nothing, where you can get the Warden's Law Hand Cannon. So, of course, those drops are strike-specific whenever you take the bosses down in those Nightfalls. Now, before we get on to our legacy content, it is worth remembering a few known issues. So currently, to many bugs from Season of Dawn, Bungie are tracking a problem where Armor 2.0 Transcendent Blessing mods aren't appearing in the player inventory. The problem where the Pit of Heresy and transitioning between different zones can actually cause unintentional deaths. And the perk Sundial Fractaline Extractor 3, which is obtained from the Nessus Obelisk, and incorrectly states an increased chance to find polarized Fractaline when completing strikes. But the actual perk increases the chance to find Fractaline when you're completing the Sundial and the Menagerie. So bear those in mind, and of course Bungie have said that they're working on updates to things like the bug with the Green with Envy quest, so it looks like the next update could have quite a few fixes. For some of our legacy content in the Menagerie though, for normal mode we have Void Singe, Iron, and Heavyweight for modifiers this week, but then Heroic has Extinguish, Iron, Blackout, and Void Singe. If you are curious about Prestige modifiers in Year 1 raid layers, then we've got Prestige Gladiator, where melee kills buff weapon damage, and weapon kills buff melee damage, and then Arms Master with a kinetic shotgun, an energy auto rifle, and a power rocket launcher. But then of course there is the Reckoning, with Solar Singe and Grenadier up today. Now, when it comes to escalation protocol for this week, Bok-Litter is going to be the boss, and so all three of the weapons should once again be available when you take the boss down. However, when it comes to the Dreaming City cycle of content, the Ascendant challenge this week is going to be Ouroboros. This is the very first Ascendant challenge which is accessed via Aphelion's Rest in Dreaming City, and there will be some gameplay of that at the end if you need the location. However, for today guys, that's going to round up the weekly reset, and so we'll have to see what Bungie have to say over the next couple of weeks. Of course, we are anticipating another update to the game fairly soon. Then week after next we have things like Empyrean Foundation, so we'll see how all of that pans out, and of course I'll be keeping you posted right here with the news. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you up to date with everything related to the game. But if you've enjoyed this one, a rating is very much appreciated. But otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in as always guys, and whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome week.